Actually, I feel like I've been bringing the heat lately.
You have been bringing
just the old curmudgeon heat that they're not used to. Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunchu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host, Chamber. Chamber, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good, man. How are you doing on this fine December morning?
Oh, I am just fabulous. I'm coming in hot this morning, fresh off of a doctor's visit in which I was told I was overweight and highly cholesterolic, if that's a word. Basically, I'm not sure if I'll make it to next episode, but here we are, and I am horned.
I love it. Horned Bunchu is the only Bunchu.
Horned Bunchu is just that is something there. That's going on my tombstone. Horned Bunchu.
I know what you're going through, man. As I get older, like I remember being like 28 and being not taking care of myself and drinking and smoking and eating whatever I want. I'm like. And I would always say to myself, I'm like, you've never heard of a 28-year-old getting a heart attack. Now I'm getting to that age where
totally. I'm like, man, I've totally heard of 36-year-olds getting a heart attack.
I've definitely heard
2 more years. Oh my God, dude, you're not kidding. So that's, and I'm at this existential crisis right at the moment where, I'm about to have a child, my first child. So when you're thinking about, what are your fatherly duties, right? What does it mean to be a dad?
Yeah.
I think number one is stay alive, right?
I'd probably say it's number 3.
3.
I think health. You want a life insurance policy, number 1.
Okay, well I have that, so all right, we're good.
That's number 1. I feel like if worst case happens, you want a fairly decent payout. For your family to take care of. So you want to be worth more dead than alive, I think is what it comes down to.
But see, I don't know if that's true. Financially, sure, right? But
right. No, emotionally, no. It's
emotionally, I think, the emotional toll a dead dad takes is
we all have those friends.
Far worse.
Yeah.
So I would argue it's number 1. Number 2, I would say, is the financial
life insurance.
Aspect.
All right,
yes.
Okay, all right.
That would be my categories there.
I'm not saying I'm a good father.
But I'm not even sure you have to be.
No.
Just, you just need to be alive.
Just be around. Just be around, be alive. You're probably right there. But yes, I think that we're coming into a time in our life where I think we need to make some smart decisions because I've been playing fast and loose for a long time.
Me too, and that's the problem that I'm facing in my life these days. A little deep just to start the podcast, but I saw somebody tweet the other day, which I thought was hilarious. That said, I don't know who it was, but I feel like our podcast has become a lot of this lately. It said, "Why do guys start podcasts instead of going to therapy?"
I never thought of it that way, but you're 100% right. There are so many guys that have podcasts, and it's a way you can just talk about what's going on in your life. You can get it off your chest because back in the day you just push it down with some brown and and away you went.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty interesting to know, but so that's what's going on in my life these days. So
well, that's good. You know what? We'll make after let's get through Christmas, okay? Because we all know what's going to happen during the holidays. It's not going to be great. It's going to be shameful what we put our bodies through. But I think in the new year we make a commitment to ourselves and to our families to really turn a corner. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, look,
You're already going to the gym. You're already like, buff guy already. Going to the gym.
Dude, I am surely not a buff guy.
In my mind, that's all it is. It's just you pressing, 400-pound.
No, I don't even, dude. I don't even lift weights.
I don't even know what to do there.
I don't even lift weights. I'm a cardio king because I know that's my problem. So I do.
How's the scenery at the gym, by the way?
I go so early. It's me and this one old lady that's there every morning, and she wants to hang out with me.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know.
You can't get those chicks pregnant, right?
That's so fucked. Oh my god, that is something else. Man. Anyway,
good to be back.
We've got some stuff going on lately in the crypto markets. How are you feeling today versus where we've been the last couple of days? I mean, or last couple of shows. I feel like the last couple shows we've been here, flirting with euphoria, and I don't know if that's the case at the moment. So what are you feeling like?
It's definitely calmed down. We're in that in between because I say prior to, Bitcoin and Ethereum kind of running a little bit, more specifically Bitcoin, there was definitely an alt season, like in the DeFi area, and then Bitcoin did its thing, killed everything else, killed momentum for everything. And now Bitcoin's, it hasn't really tanked. It hasn't really broken 20K. It's just kind of flirting around there. I think we got into the 17s overnight. We're back at about 18.4 right now. So we're kind of just floating around in this area. In my opinion, we're just kind of building a ceiling. So when we break through, it becomes a floor. You know what I mean? You kind of want to, the more time you spend at this level, if and when we do break out of it, it becomes a lot stronger support, right? So if you can kind of build a nice foundation here by printing a few dailies that are, between 17 and 19K, I think that's good. Provide some, like I said, some stability if and when we retest it once we blow by. But yeah, I would love for alts to be moving right now if that's the case. If we kind of just work our way in this area on the Bitcoin side. Hopefully, maybe we get some movement in the alts, and that could last a couple of weeks, like I'd say between 3 to 6 weeks, and then Bitcoin can go back to doing its thing. That's what I hope.
Are you calling for alt season here?
Maybe like a January alt season, yeah, maybe.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe I don't know.
That would be nice because the little crypto that I do have left is in the tank.
Yeah, I mean...
by the way, have you ever done Secret Santa?
I'm familiar with Yankee Swap, but not
Yankee Swaps. Very similar to Secret Santa.
Right.
It's you get somebody in the draw,
right?
And you you buy a gift for them. I'm actually just going to send a bag of shit to the doorstep of the Strong developers. That's what I'm gonna do. Just a whopping bag of doo-doo. What a horribly executed, horrible project that turned out to be. And I know that you still have faith.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Okay,
emotion.
Can you tell me why? And let's give the people, in case they haven't heard me talk or you talk about Strong before. Let's just give it a little bit of airtime here because this is my therapy session. Literally every day, it's down another 5, 10, 15, 20%.
Right, and again,
and it's already down 90% from the top.
Correct. And you're looking at
okay. So now please make your case.
Okay. So I'm looking at on the Ethereum pair myself. That's where, because I'm trying to make more Ethereum from my Ethereum, you know what I mean? Because I traded it. So I'm not necessarily looking at USD. So the goal behind this, it's great if it goes up in USD, but if I'm losing in Ethereum, I could have just held Ethereum and been ahead, right? So I want to make more Ethereum on this. Obviously, when it launched, like we bought in prior to the launch of the platform.
So what are you down in Ethereum at the moment?
Oh, but I'm not great.
Okay. Okay. Point.
Yeah, it's not great. So the tokenomics, I think were not the best at the offset when they launched the platform. So they recalibrated the tokenomics. They have like a governing platform that you can vote for changes within the platform, within the tokenomics. So they fixed that, and it's honestly it comes down to a lot of timing with anything, right? Timing is key. And when they launched this, it was kind of at the end of the DeFi, mania, and then there was definitely a misstep on the tokenomics, which fucking tanked it. And then by the time they rectified it, the sizzle of DeFi was kind of on the outs, or at least it wasn't as the euphoria wasn't there anymore. So it didn't necessarily see that lift because of it. And then couple that with they did a 96% token burn, so the total supply dropped. So you're down 90%. Well, they burnt 96% of the tokens. So the amount of tokens are far less than where we started.
The price is the same.
But the price is the same. You're 100% right. The price has not been affected by what they've done with the tokenomics. Now, I think, in my opinion, that is due to what we're seeing in alts. Nothing really, we saw Ripple move some, we saw XLM move some, but nothing really else, especially in low cap or even mid cap, has moved. So it's actually, in my opinion, it's just suffering from what's happening to the rest of the DeFi alts that are sub $100 million or sub whatever $50 million that are not seeing any sort of momentum. I think now the whole program behind Strong is like they have the whole team is completely doxed. These are professionals that have done other projects. I think they were with EOS prior to. So it's not like they're gonna, it's not these anonymous people that are out there, which is, in my opinion, is a positive. And they're continuously working on it. They're not, I think we'll see a lot of benefits once we see any sort of alt season. They're allowing you to access, I think at one point they had like 35% of the nodes on the new Ethereum network when it first launched. So the whole idea behind Strong is basically to create Ethereum nodes far much easier than it currently is. And then having them on their platform, you also get paid out in Strong as well. So,
but I can't even stake or claim or anything because it costs too much.
Well, they just switched. So I want to say late last week, they switched to version 3, which slowly migrated. Like I forget how much, but I had a good chunk of rewards that I couldn't take out the other day. Even for a couple of weeks, I tried to take them out, but you're right. It was like $150 to take out the rewarded tokens that I got. And again, they had to, because they were transitioning from version 2 to version 3. What they were doing is they were going to migrate those reward tokens themselves at their, I don't know if there's a cost associated for them, but it wasn't costing me anything. So now in version 3, those rewards, you can unstake them. It's no problem. It cost me like $1.50 the other day. I unstaked everything, and now I'm not staking anymore on the platform. Now I'm just waiting for.
Why are you not anymore?
Because I don't want to. Again, because everything happens so fast, I get to a point where it's just like, okay, whenever it moves, I want to be ready. I want to have everything ready to sell. Because I do want to get it, as you do with anything, once something moves big, I like to get out of it and then find that new smaller project to go into. So I want to have flexibility for when the time comes, when alt season comes back, or we have a little alt season, and ideally that will see some benefit there, just because of the token burn. Like I said, it's the market cap versus how many tokens there are it's crazy. So we should see. I don't know what the price is, what my price prediction is, but a $300 to $500 strong token, in my opinion, is not out of the realm of possibility in the next.
I think you're outside of your mind.
That's it. Again, we'll see. I've been wrong before.
Tell the people the current price.
What is it right now? I don't know, like 50,
$29. Yeah. When was the last time you even looked at this? $50.
I look at it. I'm looking at
If it was $50, I'd be out of this thing.
Well, we definitely.
It's $26.
When was the last time it was $50? Not that long ago.
I don't know. How old are you?
Old enough to get a heart attack. I'm looking at it versus Ethereum. So
not in the last 7 days. 2 weeks ago, it hit $50.
Yeah, I thought, yeah.
2 weeks.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, and it's down 50% from there.
But yeah, again, that's to Ethereum. Yeah, I don't know. It's to Ethereum. The price of Ethereum is also down too, right? So at $50, the price of Ethereum would have been, I think it was at $630. You know what I mean? So it is relative to what the price of Ethereum is now. What's the price of Ethereum today?
The price of Ethereum at the current moment is, let me see here, according to CoinGecko, that would be $572. So not crazy.
Not too
low.
crazy. You're right.
Not too crazy low.
No, not too crazy low. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, I just think just with the burn itself, and it hasn't moved really since that big burn. I think it's due. And you do see a lot of positive, like I do kind of watch Twitter and see the feedback, and there is some positive momentum, it sounds like, in the in that area. So we'll see what happens, but nothing as of right now in the alt market is doing anything really. So it's really hard to like pivot out of positions to get into a new one. I think you just kind of have to wait. And hopefully the bags you have move, and then you can get out of them and ideally get into something else before something else moves. But that's my plan. It's not a great plan.
All right, well, I think they can fuck themselves in the nose. So that's how I feel about it. But there's two perspectives on an altcoin. One from somebody who's very salty, the other from a community member.
You don't want to be either of us.
Anyway, well, I mean, that was the most crypto we've talked in the beginning of the show for quite some time. So shall we get to the news?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get to the news. All right, what do you got for us, my friend?
Let's talk about Coinbase. We were talking about the DeFi. We were just talking about the DeFi Altseason that we had a couple of months ago. And this is from the block Crypto. Crypto exchange received nearly 159 million web visits in November, according to the data from SimilarWeb, with Binance and Coinbase scoring significant month-over-month gains. So according to the data, Binance saw 44.74 million visits in November compared to 31.46 in October, a 42.2% gain. And that's kind of what I was talking about the DeFi. At that time, back in October, we were definitely talking about the volume that was going into, Uniswap and SushiSwap and these DEXs. And now that season is over, it looks like your more traditional exchanges are seeing that volume again. So Coinbase drew in some 37.48 million visits in November. That's a 64% gain compared to October's 22.86 million. So pretty significant jumps month over month. Crypto exchanges such as Kraken, Upbit, Bitflyer, and Bitstamp saw increases, whereas others such as OKX and BitMEX saw declines, but OKX had an issue and BitMEX had its own issue, so that doesn't shock me there. It goes on to say here, OKX's decline is perhaps expected given that it moved to suspend user funds withdrawals in mid-October and resume them on November 27th. So yeah, probably going to see a decline there. So more traditional exchanges, centralized exchanges, seeing big jumps from October to November, which doesn't really shock me.
Interesting. Well, what are your why doesn't it shock you?
Again, just the DeFi kind of fizzling out, Bitcoin pumping, which brings in, I don't know how much retail we saw of an increase, you know what I mean? Like new retail consumers. But if you're going to be a retail consumer, you're probably going to go to Coinbase and you're probably going to go to Binance is probably the two that you're going to. Once you have that Bitcoin, maybe you want to get some of that. We saw, shout out to who's the TikTok guy on Twitter? TikTok investor.
Oh, yeah.
When you see those people losing it about Ripple and XLM and these things, like you have to go to Coinbase or you have to go to Binance to get those things. So that doesn't shock me.
Interesting. All right. Well, I mean, here we go with this one. This is interesting story here. And I'm sure you all know about MicroStrategy and Saylor, who's the Bitcoin bull. This story I have mixed feelings on. MicroStrategy wants to raise $400 million via convertible notes and buy Bitcoin with the net proceeds. Okay. Business intelligence firm MicroStrategy said Monday that it plans to raise $400 million in senior convertible notes and use the net proceeds to buy Bitcoin. Per a press release from MicroStrategy, the firm will raise $400 or $400 million aggregate principal amount of convertible senior notes due 2025 in private offering to qualified institutional buyers per Reliance Rule 144A under the Security Act, blah, blah, blah. The notes will be unsecured senior obligations of MicroStrategy and will bear interest payable semi-annually in arrears on June 15th and December 15th of each year, beginning in 2021. The notes will mature on December 15th, 2025, unless earlier repurchased, redeemed, or converted in accordance with their terms, the firm continued. What's more, those net proceeds of the note of sale will be used to buy Bitcoin. The firm said MicroStrategy intends to invest the net proceeds from the sale of the notes in Bitcoin in accordance with its Treasury Reserve policy, pending the identification of working capital needs and other general corporate purposes. This move comes just after days after MicroStrategy revealed that it bought $50 million in Bitcoin, with it now holding just north of 40,000 Bitcoin.
Wow.
So, I have a problem with this.
What are your problems?
So, like, everybody, first of all, everybody's praising this guy, right? Like, when this first happened, it came, like, okay, this was amazing. We have these corporations now starting to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, blah, 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 right?
Yep.
Which, in theory, is really good bullish news, which that I'm not arguing. Do you agree with that?
Agree 100%.
Now, what is the difference between what this guy's doing and some Joe Schmo that wants to mortgage their house to buy Bitcoin?
There's not.
He's taking debt out to buy Bitcoin, to invest in Bitcoin. So, like, this is not even his money anymore. He will now be taking debt out to buy Bitcoin.
So, playing devil's advocate, we know in 2017 we'll call the all-time high 20K, even though it didn't really hit 20K, but we'll call it 20K. In your opinion, what was the prior like peak all-time high before 2017? So going back in time, I have a number in my head. I just want to see if it's the same as you have.
I don't really understand what you're asking.
So
before 2017.
So
I mean, when I bought my first Bitcoin, it was at its all-time high at $2,400 or whatever.
Correct. So I guess if you're writing the story of Bitcoin, okay, it's 2150, and you're writing the story of Bitcoin, and you kind of highlight key moments in time, and one of those moments was 20K in 2017. I would say, in my opinion, the biggest number prior to that would have been the $1,000 Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, or is there another number I'm missing? I feel 1,000 is
Sure, let's go with that.
The previous big number.
Yeah.
So back in 2017, when we saw people mortgaging their houses for Bitcoin, we'll call it 20K at the time, right? When we saw those stories come out.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing it again at 20, we'll say again, we'll call it 20K today, even though it's technically not, but we'll say he's doing the exact same thing at 20K today, but I don't think it's the same as 20K in 2017. I would equate it more to buying again, when Bitcoin hit 1,000 and it went to $300 or $200, whatever it went to, and then it got back to 1,000. It's like buying then again. So, do you know what I'm saying? You're buying into the momentum. So if you mortgaged your house at $1,000 Bitcoin after Bitcoin took a bath, so Bitcoin hits 1,000, takes a bath to 300, it goes back up to 1,000, and you mortgage your house at $1,000, you would have been just fine. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So what this guy's doing is, Bitcoin went to 20K, it took a bath, now it's back to 20K, and he's doing you know what I mean? So I think you're planning for. You know what I mean? It's not apples to apples. He might get fucked. I'm not saying he won't. But at least there's momentum going that way. Do you know what I mean?
I guess.
I would equate it to rebuying at $1,000.
But doesn't this seem... I just think it seems irresponsible.
100% irresponsible.
That's my point. That's kind of my point.
I just don't think he's going to get... he may not get wrecked like the people mortgaging their house at 20K in 2017. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not sure. Those are the same. That's results oriented, right? Right. That doesn't take away the fact that
it's irresponsible. 100%.
Right.
Yes,
right.
No argument. There's no argument for me there. I'm just saying it's as irresponsible as it is. I don't think it's as dangerous as it was in 2017.
Yeah. So are you mortgaging your house?
I am not mortgaging my house, no. I did that in 2017. The bank won't give me another loan.
Oh, man. I don't know. I just think that it's kind of, and now is this guy everybody's Bitcoin hero all of a sudden? Because
you talk about, he's barely on my radar.
It's been the biggest story. First of all, it's the first Brief Fit dance video.
Yeah. I know her more than I know who the guy is, I guess. But yeah, it's I think we're in a time right now where we're seeing more of that. It's more, big companies buying Bitcoin as opposed to retail investors back in 2017. You know what I mean?
Yes, totally. I get it.
So it's just it's a little bit of a new world. So I just don't know how the market's going to react. These dips are getting bought up. Like I said, I saw a dip at 17.5 today. It got bought the fuck up real quick. Just in the last hour since we recorded, we had 17.5 and we're at 18.3 now. It just got bought up.
Yeah, but when does it? When does that run out? Eventually, people run out of money. Look, there's a reason he's taking $40 million or $400 million in debt. Mm-hmm. Where's the rest of his money? It's already in Bitcoin.
Right.
You know what I mean? So can't keep doing this.
No, you definitely can't. It needs to. He needs to see results from this in the near future.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean? To make him look to have him come out smelling like roses, Bitcoin needs to perform very well in the next quarter or two.
Right. So anyway, all right. Well, that's my story about.
That's good. But yes, irresponsible actions.
I feel like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me.
No, a company shouldn't be doing that. You're 100% right. It's just as irresponsible as somebody mortgaging their house.
That's what I mean.
I just don't think it's as dangerous as it would have been for that guy mortgaging his house in 2017.
No, I think I would agree with you there, but that doesn't make it.
It doesn't make it any less responsible,
right?
Right, or any more responsible, I should say. But yeah, okay. I got another one here for you. I'm gonna stay on my my theme for the morning. Crypto exchange Binance expects to turn a profit of between $800 million and $1 billion this year, according to CZ. CZ revealed the figures to Bloomberg on Friday after appearing on the 2020 Bloomberg 50 list. That seems like a good list to be on. Binance's expected profits for this year are almost double of what it recorded last year, which is pretty fantastic. And that was about $570 million, according to CZ. To be sure, the exchange has a bright year. The exchange has had a bright year so far for both its spot and future trading platforms. As of November 30th, Binance's total spot trading comes in at roughly $858 billion, with the total for Bitcoin futures trading volume of roughly $990 billion. So huge numbers there. In terms of open interest, Binance's futures trading platform crossed the $1 billion mark in November. Open interest refers to the value of outstanding futures contracts that have yet to be settled. Binance began offering futures trading on their platform in September of 2019, and they've since grown to become one of the top crypto derivatives exchanges. So that's interesting. Obviously, back in the day, when I haven't been on Binance in a while, but it was for shitcoins, and now it's a lot more. It seems like a lot more traditional market. You know what I mean? Platform. Not that they're investing in traditional markets, but the style is a little bit more traditional. As for its spot trading platform, Binance has experienced growth of almost 2.5 times compared to last year's performance. The exchange saw total spot volumes of around $402 billion in 2019. Binance also offers options trading, but its data isn't available on tracking platforms yet. Binance's revenue comes from its 5 core products, which are spot trading, futures trading, options trading, lending, and peer-to-peer trading in China. So they're definitely spreading their wings and having multiple streams of income on their platform.
Interesting. Binance is still king, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the top of the pecking order is definitely Coinbase and Binance at the moment.
What do you use both still? What are your personal?
So you want to hear something funny? I haven't talked about this yet, and I've been wanting to a couple of times. When I had my crypto stolen from me,
yeah,
and I didn't know what was compromised. Uh-huh. I moved all of my big holdings to Coinbase immediately. I'm not sure if that was a good decision, but that's what I did. And my thought behind that was I knew it was insured. And in my opinion, because I actually thought my cold wallet was compromised as well. So I couldn't keep anything. I didn't feel comfortable keeping anything on there. And in my opinion, in the short term, the smartest move or the safest move was to move everything to Coinbase. Again, I'm not sure if that's right, but that's what I did.
Interesting. So you have everything sitting on Coinbase right now.
It's not there now, but at the time I moved everything there because I felt that was the safest place to be just because they had insurance. It was easy to move everything there. But yeah, I had it there for maybe a couple of weeks until I got a new hardware wallet.
Interesting. So you're now a Brian Armstrong fanboy?
Handsome motherfucker. He could use a beard though.
You have the same haircut.
Yeah, I mean he could use a beard. I mean that would take him to the next level.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems like too clean for a beard.
He might not be able to grow a beard. He's got that weird, he shaves his head, but there's not even an appearance of debris on his scalp. You know what I mean? It looks like a clean shaven head, meaning he might not have a lot of foliage to play around with. He might not be able to grow a manly beard like us,
Yeah, I feel you. So, I mean, look, my beard's coming back pretty strong at the moment.
Yeah, so. You got a nice manly beard.
I shaved it down and now it's coming back. So
I had to get mine trimmed I have an interview today.
Oh, you got to be on video.
I had to be on video the other day, and I look like a homeless person.
Really?
And it worked well. I put on like a work sweater. I call them work sweaters. You know, like
yes,
those.
I have a bunch.
Yeah, I don't have to explain it to you.
Right
I know. So I put on a work sweater, put my glasses on, and went on camera, and it was. I look like a homeless person that had a work sweater on. But it worked well because I got a second interview, and that's today. So I got my hair cut. Got my,
Which one?
Which one? What? Which one? Just both of them. They're both gone. But my beard was the worst part. The beard was getting a little too aggressive. Yeah, a little too aggressive.
All right, we got one last news story here. This comes from the Block Crypto, as do most of our stories. Biden announces nomination of Janet Yellen to lead the Treasury Department. So President-elect Joe Biden, are we sure on that? Is that official yet? Is that official now?
I feel so bad for you guys. Like, man, again, I'm not a big Joe Biden fan, whatever, but man, it's rough. Like, there is like maybe not half of you guys, a good chunk of you guys who think like the election was rigged. And I mean, again, I'm sure elections aren't perfect in the United States. I'm sure elections aren't perfect everywhere, but we'll call it I think we can all agree, or maybe you and I can agree that we'll call it a quote unquote normal election without any without any obvious shenanigans. I feel bad because there's a good chunk of you guys who are getting fed some shitty information that will affect maybe generations of voting going forward. But that's just my 2 cents. Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame because, the United States is kind of the beacon of that democratic process for a long time. For hundreds of years. Sure. Again, it hasn't been perfect. The 3/5 thing and some other stuff in the past. But the idea of fair elections has been a pretty big feather in the American cap for a long time, and I feel like a lot of damage is being done. So, not great.
Well, so President-elect Joe Biden has confirmed the nomination of former Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen as the next Secretary of the U.S. Treasury Department, the Biden transition team announced on Monday. It confirmed that Yellen will be the first woman ever to lead the department. She will also take the reins of a government department that has slowly moved to take a more proactive position on cryptocurrency, particularly in the areas of anti-money laundering and taxation.
I was hoping you were going to say particularly in the areas of Ripple.
Yellen has expressed skepticism about the crypto space, declaring, "I'm not a fan," at a fintech conference in October 2018. However, she has shown more optimism for blockchain technology, calling it an important technology in January of 2017. It remains unclear what the role of the Treasury Department could play in the launch of a future digital dollar. The Trump administration's Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin has said he doesn't see the need for a digital dollar. So far, Yellen has not commented heavily on the central bank digital currencies. At a 2017 press conference, she said the Federal Reserve's stance on the creation of digital currencies, saying, this is not something the Federal Reserve is seriously considering at this stage. She goes on to say, while we're looking at research on this topic, there are, I think in my mind, limited benefits from introducing it, a limited need for it, and some substantial concerns, she added. So, this doesn't sound great.
What's the date of this article?
I don't know. Let's see. This is November 30th, so this is a couple of days old.
Okay. Because I think I saw on Twitter yesterday that is it the G Summit that's happening, or the G7 Summit that's happening right now, or there's some financial summit happening where Mnuchin was at. And he said yesterday that on the talking points, one of the, when he's talking to the financial, leaders of the world, cryptocurrency was on the docket. So it didn't say a positive or a negative, but they were talking about it yesterday at a big financial summit. So I don't know what it means, but it was talked about yesterday.
Interesting. So, well, this doesn't sound fantastic, though.
No, not fantastic.
For the possibilities of tons of cryptocurrency, progression in the next couple of years. It's.
I got some thoughts. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how old this person is.
She's pretty old.
She looks pretty old. We know how ancient Biden is. We know how ancient Trump is. There's laws.
People are telling me that I'm of great age. They say I'm aged.
He's very
like
youthful though, for his age.
They say I'm a fine wine. People tell me they say I'm not vinegar. I'm not vinegar. I'm a fine wine. People say the grapes they get smashed. I won't be smashed. I won't. People won't smash me. They won't turn me into a liquid. They just won't do it.
They won't do it. Did you see his? He had a press conference yesterday, and somebody asked him like, "Oh, with COVID, how are you having holiday parties?" And he's like, "Well, we're actually having Christmas parties." And I was just like,
"Oh, that's actually pretty fantastic."
Pure Trump, man. That was so great. Like I was like, that was a good one. That was a good one. Fucking fire, man. Like
that is pretty good.
If my grandpa was that age, I talk a lot of shit about Trump, but man, that guy is lively for his age. Like, he is out of shape. Like, I worry about having a heart attack at 37. Like, this guy's living his best life and is going strong, man. Like, crushes COVID, obviously with, the best possible medicine, but the guy's unstoppable.
That's awesome.
But I thought that was pretty great.
Yeah,
but
that's
I was thinking,
a really good response.
What are your thoughts on, I think you have to be like 35 to be president in the United States.
Yes, I'm running next term. I told you.
That's terrific. This is fucking amazing. So I don't know about you, but I think there should be a limit. I don't think you should be.
Yes, there should be a top limit.
I don't think you should be over 65 to run.
Yeah, definitely not over 70.
Right. I think 65 and 35. That's what you need to be to run for any office, whether it be municipal, I was going to say provincial, but state or federal or federal elections. I think that's the sweet spot. 35 to 65.
Yeah, I would agree.
Fuck everybody else.
Yeah, fuck everybody else.
Because when you're making if you're over 65, you're making policies for stuff that may not even affect you, that significantly affects everybody below you.
Correct.
And vice versa, right? So,
yeah, no, I agree. I'm pro that stance, I think.
I feel like it's good. I'm a little ageist. I don't want old people running the show. Because
there's just sometimes you're just too old.
Right. I think, again, 60, you can be 67 years old and be a contributing member to society, but I don't think you should be involved in making policies for the group.
Yeah, I'm into it. Let's stop the count on age.
Flip the vote. I don't know.
Stop the count on your age, please.
Yeah, stop counting.
Anyway, that is going to do it for us for the news. What else we got today, Chamber?
Well, we're coming into that time of the year, that special time of the year, where we get far fewer gifts than when we did when we were children. And we're spending more money than we ever did.
Yes, it's
you're about to have a child.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
I had 2020 was a different year. It had its challenges for everybody. In my household, we had a few extra challenges that we had to deal with. So I really, really wanted to make this year, like, you should see what I got the fucking kids. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now because I'm gonna make sure they don't listen to this episode. I got a Switch for my daughter. She's 7. She hasn't even asked for it. It's so far away from her, level of like, this is a reasonable gift to ask for.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna blow her mind. So I got her like 8 games.
Oh
I got
God.
her like, oh yeah. I got her. We got the cat. I got her like, she wanted this.
Now the cat came.
It came yesterday, 2 days ago.
Okay.
Fuck, ruined my life. But I like it. It's my cat. And
what'd you name it?
Lottie.
Lottie?
Lottie, yeah. L-O.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't
come up with that.
I believe it or not, it was a leftover name from what we were going to call the kids.
Ah, okay.
It was a leftover.
Is it short for something?
It is like it's not like it's not short for us for anything, but I believe it's short for Charlotte.
Okay. Yes. Got it.
But we were going to name our kid Lottie, not Charlotte, but we came up with some other names.
Got it.
we had this one in the bank, so I think that's what my wife wanted to call it.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, so I got my soon-to-be 3-year-old, so she's 2. I got her
a new car.
I got her a fucking drum set.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She asked me, I said, what do you want for Christmas? She's like, a fire truck and a drum set. I'm like, you got it. So yeah, just pulling out all the stops for Christmas. So all the gifts they could possibly want. So I'm spending way too much money. But getting back to the point of this,
all that insurance money.
Yeah, yeah, all that insurance money.
Some of that
but
stuff
getting back
you
to the
don't
point,
want anymore that you got money for will now be moved into new items.
New items that I have no use for.
Right.
But the reason for this,
are we drafting these?
What we're gonna do is we're gonna get in the DeLorean.
Okay.
We're gonna set the flux capacitor for 1994.
Okay.
I don't know. For the mid 90s, we'll say, and to our childhood when we were asking for gifts, and we're gonna draft our favorite 90s toys.
Okay, we're drafting, and we're going. How many are we going for? 4?
Yeah, let's do 4.
Okay, you go first.
I'm gonna go with. I'm sorry, I'm just writing our names down here. Chamber and Bunchu, and I'm gonna make note of our choices. I'm gonna go with Nintendo 64.
Fuck, that was my choice. Dang it.
Really?
Yes, that was going to be my choice. And it's actually because I never got one. That was
really?
Okay. That was the one that was the one time I think that we asked for like a console or something that we couldn't get. So that one we didn't get. We did not.
Do you remember what the costs were? Like, I feel like now
I don't. I have no idea, honestly.
But do you feel that they were like $800, like the PS5?
Well, the PS5 is really like $500, but it's $800 to $1,000 on resale.
Oh, is it like if I were to buy one?
If you found one in a Target or a Walmart right now, it's $499.
Oh, is that it? Okay. In my head, it was just like $850 or something.
No, people are selling them for over $1,000.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, but yeah. So that was one that I never got. So that would have been my first choice. But good choice. I feel like he's starting off pretty strong. Usually you go a little off the wall to start these polls. Now I'm shaking in my boots a little because I'm not really sure. Not really sure what to pick here. I'm gonna go with, for my first draft pick. I'm going with the Bop It.
Oh, fuck. That was gonna be my second pick. Bop It's a great pick.
Bop It was a very popular toy, really cool toy, I believe, as well. So,
and it holds up. Like, I think
you can still play a Bop It for sure.
I think my kid got one for a birthday present or something. Like, I have one in the house, and it's fucking great.
Yeah, you can for sure still mess around with the Bop It.
Bop it, twist it, pull it.
Yeah, and then there was like the Bop It 2 or all these other types of Bop Its. So I'm going Bop It for my first pick, and now I get one coming back.
You do have one, yeah. You do, yeah. You can have this one.
All right, I gotta try to match you with the console, so I'm going Game Boy Color.
Ooh, you know what?
With the Game Boy Color, yeah.
We should make a rule: only one console.
I think there's only 2 on this list.
There's another one I would have picked.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Instead of Game Boy Color, but I'm not going to pick it. But I will.
I'm going with the Game Boy Color. I'm going with the Game Boy Color. Game Boy. So when we were kids, it's like you either sat there or like the Game Boy was what you had on the go, you know.
Yep.
And I did a ton of road tripping when I was.
Did you
younger.
have one?
Yeah, I had one. Yeah.
I had the Game Gear by Sega.
Oh gosh, yes.
That was
good one.
my favorite.
I didn't have that one. I had Game Boy.
Yeah, I had Game Gear, and I
had like both of the versions of the game, like the big original Game Boy.
Yeah.
Then these like slimmer ones that you see in this picture.
I remember Kirby on original Game Boy was like one of my favorite games.
Oh yeah,
Kirby was sick.
All the Pokemon games too.
I missed Pokemon.
Okay.
It missed me. I think I missed the cutoff.
It's making a big comeback. So
I hear, yeah, everybody's a big fan of it. Okay, I got one here. You are a football guy. I played a lot of football when I was younger. My dad wanted me to be like a football guy. I actually was, believe it or not, was scouted by a Canadian university.
Really?
For football.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of my favorite toys was the Vortex Nerf football.
Yes.
I don't know if I still have a cannon for an arm, but I had a cannon for an arm when I was a kid.
When you had the Vortex.
Oh my!
Especially when you had.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Vortex was like, it took it to another level. Like I was always a monster child, so like when I was like 10 years old, I looked like I was 14.
Yep.
And you're playing with other 10-year-olds, and I was a quarterback. And when we had the Vortex, get out of town. Like it was unfair. I also have golden hands too, by the way. I was
catch anything?
Oh my goodness. Like it was again just a monster kid. My hands were also monstrosities. So yeah, my ability to catch was second to none. But that Vortex Nerf football was the shit for me.
Okay, I'm going. Oh no, you have a second.
I got another one. Yeah.
Shit. Oh man, I'm nervous now.
See, from here on out, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Okay, I got one. I'm gonna go. I don't like it as a Christmas gift, to be honest. I'm not gonna take it. Never mind. I was gonna take the Super Soaker, but I feel that's not a Christmas gift because you can't fucking use it in December, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm trying to find. I'm going through the list here. There's one
I've been just going up and down the list the whole time because I know I'm gonna miss.
I'm gonna go.
Something.
I don't know if this missed you. I feel this was early 90s. And I also feel it was for girls, but I fucking loved it. And it was the Skip It.
Oh, I love to skip it. And then you would just bruise the shit out of your ankles.
Fuck off your ankles so bad. Yeah, absolutely. But
Skip It's a good pick. Okay. Yeah. So that's 3 for you, right?
That's 3 for me, yeah.
Okay. So
you finish off. Yeah.
I'm finishing my draft right now. Okay. The first one I'm going to pick, I was hoping you weren't going to go here after you passed on Super Soaker. I'm going to go with the Nerf gun. What is it called here? It's a specific Nerf gun, but all Nerf guns really as a blanket gift.
Yeah, a Nerf gun is a great gift.
Yes, but this one is specifically called, which I can't get to it on the list. I still can't find it. But
I saw it too. I'm trying to find it myself.
It's the one that's here it is. It's number 45, the Nerf Blaster. This is the one that was like the revolver, and he had the chamber that would rotate. Mm-hmm. But all Nerf guns, great gifts for Christmas. What was your coolest Nerf gun that you ever had?
Honestly, it's more recently. I actually bought a new Nerf gun within the last 2 years, maybe 3 years. My daughter got invited to a boy's birthday party a couple years ago, and it was a Nerf gun birthday party. So I went and got her the fucking coolest Nerf gun I could find. I don't know what it's called, but it was millenniums beyond what we were used to, and it had I think 25 bullets in the chain. Like it was like a Tommy gun type, where you would just it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I think when I was a kid, I'm not sure if I had the revolver one, but we had, I don't know about you, I grew up in kind of a rural area. like I grew up in the dark woods of northern Ontario. We had guns and like BB guns a lot. So we actually had BB gun. Like do you know what a BB gun is? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. We had BB gun fights.
Shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah, exactly. We would have BB gun fights all the time. Looking back, not very safe. So I'm sure we had Nerf guns, but like we stepped it up. We played with, semi deadly weapons.
One of my favorite Nerf guns was actually the bow and arrow one.
I remember that one. I don't think I ever had that. Oh, did we have that? Maybe now that you say it, maybe I did have that one. Where it was you would pull it back and it would create the air, and then you would let go and it would push it out, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember that. I do remember that one.
And like good. You could get accurate with that one. Like you could go target practice, So that was my favorite. All right, and then to round it out, there's a couple options here that I want to go through. So I'm just going to walk through my thought process here because it doesn't really matter because you have the last pick anyway. I'm torn between a couple items here. I want to pick Mighty Max. I want to pick the Tamagotchi. And I want to pick Pogs or Pokemon cards.
So the Tamagotchi and the Pokemon stuff I missed out on.
Okay, but yeah, you're a little older than me.
You
Mighty
said
Max
Pogs.
Is pretty dope.
You said Pogs, and my eyes lit up. I'm like, I fucking loved Pogs.
Yeah, I loved Pogs. And we used to go to this little card shop and stuff by my house, and we used to go, and the guy had like just bins and bins of Pogs and slammers and shit. And I had a huge collection. I don't know if you remember this. There were Simpsons Pogs.
Oh yeah.
And I would try to collect every Simpsons Pog that I could. Yes, and that was my favorite Pogs when I was growing up. So I'm gonna go with Pogs.
That's a good. I'm
gonna go with Pogs.
So
my list is Game Boy, the
Bop It,
the Game Boy Color, the Nerf guns, and Pogs.
That is a solid list. I had my eyes on this one. I wasn't sure if you were gonna say it, but it was a worthy adversary when I was a kid. Turns out I was really dumb, and this highlighted.
Oh, no.
This highlighted how dumb I was.
I hope you're gonna pick what I was thinking. I almost picked this.
Simon?
Oh no, Simon.
Simon bested me on many occasions.
Of course, it always won eventually.
Simon always wins, but this is Super Simon, and in the same vein as Bop It. This is prior to Bop It. Bop It was like the next, the next iteration of it, a better, you know what I mean, building on prior technology. But this was prior to the Bop It. But Super Simon or Simon was a game where you had to remember the color pattern, and it would win so often. I'd be lucky to get past 6. I think most of the time.
Yeah, I think so too. So I have one more honorable mention. This is a toy that I actually did have, and I think we did get for Christmas one year. And this is the Sock Boppers.
Oh,
do you remember those?
I do.
So these were essentially inflatable fists, essentially, that you would put on your hands and box. And me and my brother got these, and we would do this. First of all, if you put this out today, you would be destroyed. It would never make it out today. Like, you were just promoting violence. And so, me and my brother would go down in the basement and box with these. And I remember I hit him so hard one time that it popped, and my fist came through it.
And got him and connected?
Just knocked him. Yeah, fucking knocked him to the ground.
And for the record,
absolutely destroyed him.
Like the games, they got progressively better, but I got the tail end of the 80s. I was like a little kid, but I was mostly the 90s. But there was some dangerous shit when we were kids.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm also going through this list here. Did you see Silly Putty?
Oh,
on the
yeah.
list?
I've had silly putty.
Does it look like you not want to like?
Yes. I was
Okay.
thinking the same thing.
I'm like, you want to put my dick in the silly putty? But yeah, so for the record, I didn't fuck silly putty when I was a kid. Just FYI.
But now,
But so yeah, so my so you had Bop It, Game Boy Color, Nerf guns, Pogs. I have Nintendo 64, Vortex Football, Skip It, and Simon. Those are some nostalgic items.
both very good. I don't know what's gonna win. I have a feeling you could take this one. You could.
This one's gonna be close, I think.
Yeah, you could take this one. Anyway, all right. Well, that is gonna do it for us. Anything else before we get going here this morning?
No, I was talking to you before the show. I think my anxiety just kicked in. I have.
You're gonna do great.
I'm gonna go smoke like 4 cigarettes, drink 2 cups of coffee, and then shit my pants right before the before the interview. So, wish me luck. But hopefully we have some good news on the next episode.
There you go. Well, that's it for us today. Good luck to our buddy Chamber. And until next time, don't get wrecked. And that is financial advice.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. You can help support us by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and become a REKT patron by signing up for a monthly tier on patreon.com. That's patreon.com/REKT podcast. Don't get wrecked.